Hey guys, Crystal here. Welcome to day 9 of Thrive to Be Fit Coach Training. You're almost done. All right, so today I'm going to take you through the entire process, okay? And what I mean by the entire process is once you add those friends on Facebook, what do you do with them and how do you get them into our groups? So, okay, first reminder, this is your own business. You are your own boss. You're your own CEO. Make sure that you're running this business that's authentic to you. I don't want you guys talking like me. You're not me, okay? So, the people that I have in my business, they're connecting with me. So make sure you're taking my language and you're turning it into your own and make sure you're, your own inflection and things like that. It's so important. Never take it from another coach and use that. Make sure you're changing around your own words because I'm telling you right now, they're going to know that it's not yours. So super important. And I just want to remind you that this business is consistency over time. Okay, so these steps you need to keep doing over and over and over again. I promise it will pay off. So, okay, let's say you add someone on Facebook, okay? You're not going to just leave them there and be like, oh, hope they message me at some point because that's probably not ever going to happen. So what you're going to do, I would say within that week that you actually become friends with this person, I would send them a message, and they're called Hey Girl messages. And what that means is you're just going to say, hi, thanks so much for accepting my friend request. I noticed you were a mom, and I love, getting to know other moms. And I don't know, you can just say, your son is so cute. What is his name? You always want to end with a question. If you're not a mom, and they have a dog, and you say, I saw your dog. What kind of dog is it? How old is he? Something like that. If they're getting ready for a wedding, I noticed that you're getting ready for your wedding. Congratulations. Or they just went on their honeymoon. Something. You're ending that conversation with a question so they have to answer back. Okay? But here's the thing. You are not mentioning anything about Beachbody. You're not. This is just forming a relationship. This business is all about forming relationships. So even when these conversations, if they ask what I do, I honestly really brush off the Beachbody part. I never mention Beachbody. Beachbody does not come out. If they ask what I do, I say I'm an online health and fitness coach and I teach Stroller Bootcamp classes and stuff like that. Because I really don't want them to feel like I'm messaging them to be salesy. I want to build that relationship first. It's so important. So, what happens after that? They're either going to respond back and they're going to be super sweet and you're going to be able to build this conversation, which hopefully happens, but I'm telling you right now, it doesn't happen. It happens, I would say maybe half the time. The other half, people are just going to ghost on you and they're going to give you crickets and whatever. And that's totally fine. Remember, it's nothing personal. Maybe they forgot, maybe they have kids and they walked away for a second and then totally forgot that you messaged them. Or maybe they're just their guard is up and they're just whoa, why are you messaging me? Whatever. Don't worry about it, okay? But you put in that first seed, and now what's going to happen is they're going to start watching you on Facebook. They're like, hey, what does this girl do? And also, which is super cool, with a Facebook algorithm, now that you've messaged her and you've planted that first seed and you made that first message, that your stuff is going to show up in their feed, which is so cool. So make sure you guys are doing these Hey Girl messages. Okay. So like I said, you're going to have a normal conversation. You're not going to talk about Beachbody. It's just going to be normal. Hey, where did you get that shirt? Or where'd you get that bathing suit? It's super cool. And make sure you're ending with a question. So from there, okay, you need a way to track it. So if you're not tracking these messages, you have no way to follow up with these people. So figure out a way to track it. I use Teamzy. It's been the best thing for my business. You can look it up. Feel free to message me about Teamzy. You can use Excel. You can use Streak. If you're just pen and paper, whatever. If you just want to use Google Docs, totally use that. But you need a way for you to track it from the Hey Girl message to the conversation that you had and when you're going to follow up with them and invite them to a group. So one thing that you can do also is you can make a list on Facebook. So Google how to make a list on Facebook, a friends list. And what's great is after you send these Hey Girl messages, is you can move them over into a list. So when you click on that list, and you can just put in potential challengers or Hey Girl messages, whatever. You can name it whatever you want. And what you're going to do is when you click on that list, all of those people will come up. So you can really just build a relationship with those people in your list as opposed to when you scroll Facebook and you get distracted and you're commenting and, notifications pop up and messages pop up. But this, you're actually seeing all those people. So you're specifically building relationships with those people, which is so cool. Okay, so what do you do from there? So let's say that you have this amazing conversation and whatever, and you left it and you're like, okay, great, like I have to go make dinner, like we'll chat soon. And then like a couple of weeks later or a month later, you're like, I connected with this person. I really think that I can invite her to a group. So what you would do is you would message them like, hey girl, totally random, but I have this amazing health and fitness accountability group coming up next week, and I would love for you to be a part of it. I really have helped so many moms so far, and I've noticed that you have 3 kids. It must be such a struggle for you to get to the gym, but it's so important that we're putting ourselves first. Something like that. You can word it however you want, but then you're going to end with a question, and you're going to end with a question like, does that sound like something you'd be interested in? You want to keep it short. You want to keep it simple. You're not going to explain what an accountability group is. You're going to keep it very, very short and simple. You want to do something called breadcrumbing. If you're giving them all the information in the beginning, they're going to be like, whoa, holy crap. Like, have you guys ever gotten like a 10-page message from like Rodan and Fields or like It Works? And you're like, whoa, what is this? Like, I don't even have time to read all this. We do not do that. You're breadcrumbing. You're giving them tiny, tiny bits of information so they keep coming back. So you want to make sure you are always ending with a question. It's very important. So let's say that they come back and they're like, oh yeah, that sounds great. Like, what is that? Can you tell me more about it? You're going to come back with questions about them. You want to make sure that you're asking questions about them. You're not going to throw like the All Access Challenge pack at them and be like, here, this is what you need to buy. Not happening. Again, you're breadcrumbing. So you want to turn the conversation back to them, and you want to talk about what their goals are. Okay, so I want to learn more about you. What are your goals? What are your health and fitness goals? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to tone up? Do you have something specific that you want to get ready for? What have you done before that has worked, and what has not worked? And you always just want to say something like, I really want to make sure that you get the best experience out of this, so I want to make sure that we find the right fit for you. So that's something that I do. And then you're going to wait for that response. And then what you're going to do is, once they give you a response, obviously we're most likely going to give them that all access, but you're going to say, like, let's say they said they didn't have a lot of time, so they're really constricted on time. They want to lose weight. Meal prep is like an issue, or they really just don't have time to, come up with like a meal plan and things like that. So you would come back with something called the Feel, Felt, Found method. And you would say, something like, that's great. This is amazing. I'm so excited for you because I know this is going to work. I found that my home workouts work great because the 30 minutes were key. I didn't have to drive to the gym. I was done in the time that it took me to drive to the gym to and from. I was done in 30 minutes. I found that I had much better results at home because I was following a specific schedule, and plus it was telling me exactly what I needed to eat. So that's something that I always talk about, and you guys want to give your story. You don't want to give my story. You want to give your story about how this program, how the accountability groups have changed your life. So again, you're breadcrumbing. Okay. And then once you do that, you say, how does that sound, or whatever. You question at the end, however you want to word it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come back and you're going to explain All Access. You're going to talk about how All Access is this amazing deal, and instead of one program, you're getting every single program. You're getting every single program that comes out this year. It comes with the clean eating meal plan. It comes with the 30-day supply of Shakeology. And make sure you really talk about Shakeology and the benefits that you've had with Shakeology, because that's going to be their biggest objection right there is, I don't do a shake, or I don't do whatever, I don't want to pay that much. But you really, really need to show the value in Shakeology, and make sure you're stressing that you want to give them the best option that is out there. And by them doing the All Access, getting every single program, just in case they don't like the 21-day fix because that's the one that you chose for them, they can move on to something else. Maybe it's not for them, but then they're going to have everything. And, nutrition is going to be 80%. So it's so important that you're giving them that 80%. And Shakeology is a huge part of that. It goes right along with the meal plan. It has digestive enzymes, pre and probiotics. It's your red for the day. I use it for my breakfast. I blend it up. It's done in a minute, and I can take it on the go. So stuff like that is stuff you really, really want to stress. Okay. Let's see what else. Okay, so then once that happens, then you're gonna basically go through how to order. And what I do is I use the Team Beachbody mobile app, and to me that's the easiest thing. So what I tell them is, can I have your email address and can I have your flavor of Shakeology? So what I do is I have, like in my notes section of my phone, I have every single flavor of Shakeology listed, what you can get with a bag, what you can get in flavors. That way, if I had to type that out every single time, that's exhausting. So I copy and paste it and I say, here's the flavors that you can choose from, and chocolate's my favorite. You can put whatever, if strawberry is your favorite or whatever. So that's what I do. And then I tell them that they have to confirm the order with me after they ordered so I can reserve their spot in my group. And that's very important. And then, once you do that, and you're going to be really excited for them. Once they say yes, make sure you're so excited and you're just going to be like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait for you to fit back into those jeans that you had in pre-pregnancy or whatever, or you would feel like you have so much energy again. Make sure you're excited, guys, because that process right there from like when they say yes to that moment that they're going to order, sometimes people just stop right there. So you need to make sure that you're telling them how incredibly excited you are for them to be in your group, and why. Why are you excited? Give them results, that they're going to have. I can't wait for you to message me when you fit into your jeans. I can't wait till you start a week from now, and you're going to be messaging me how great you feel. Things like that. And then once they order, you tell them you're going to make sure that it needs to be confirmed to reserve the spot in your group. What I do is I add them into my group, and then I have a all access instruction guide that I send them, and I send them that, and then I also tell them my best way, my favorite way to make Shakeology. That's kind of my process, and you can do whatever process you want, and then make sure I write their name down, and I remind them before their next order of Shakeology, because I want to, ask them if they want to modify it, or if they want to become a coach to save the discount, or become a coach to work the business. Okay. All right. Remember that we're not selling to them, guys. It's super important that we are just adding value and we're talking to them. So we're talking them through their goals. We're talking them through their issues, their objections, and things like that. Okay. So that's the easy process. If they go through and they're like, yes, whatever. Okay. What's going to happen? I would say 90% of the time, they're going to ghost on you at some point. They're going to give you crickets, and that's totally normal. Just know that they're not ready right now, and that's okay. And you know what? If somebody tells you no, you might want to dig a little deeper. Like, can I answer a different question? Is there, anything that's holding you back maybe that I could help with? Because maybe they think like the workouts are an hour or something. They're like, I just don't have time. There's 22 minutes, 22-minute hardcore. They can do 22 minutes. So make sure when they say no, you're digging a little bit deeper. And if it's still more objections after more objections, just know that it's no, not right now. Because I can't tell you how many people have told me no, and then I've come back and be like, you know what? I'm ready. I'm going to do it. And here's the thing. You don't want someone in your group that is not 100% ready, because what's going to happen, they're not going to commit. They're not going to meal prep. They're not going to do the workouts, and it's just going to be a waste. And it's going to be a waste of your time, a waste of your energy. You want those people in your groups that are 100% committed. Okay. So let's see. I think that's pretty much it. And like I said, there's going to be a lot of people that just ignore you. And it's not because they're ignoring you on purpose. It's because maybe they don't even know what to say, or they have kids like me and they just got distracted and walked away. So make sure you're following up and you have some sort of follow-up system. Something that I think is amazing that I do and I just started doing is I do voice messages when I send them. And I do them because they can hear my excitement in my voice. And a lot of people actually do video messages. I'm not brave enough to do that yet. But I might, just because they can see my face, they can see my smile, they can, see the inflection in my voice. But I really, really encourage you guys to try the voice messaging thing. And honestly, it's such a time saver. Otherwise, I'm sitting there, I'm typing everything out, and it's kind of exhausting. So I talk really fast. So I can just, bang it out in like 45 seconds. Okay, so I think that's it. So just remember that you guys need to make sure you're doing this every single day, okay? And consistency will pay off, I promise. And another thing, make sure you guys are doing PD, you're doing personal development, because sometimes those no's hurt, or, you know what I mean? You're going to have those days where you're just like, I just don't want to message people today. I don't want to hey girl people today. I don't want to follow up. I don't want to do any of that. So it's so important that you have the big vision in this business, and personal development is going to help you with that. It just gives you that motivation every single day to do this, and it gives you that bigger picture, your why, on why you need to work this business every single day and why you need to stay consistent. Okay, so I have an assignment for you today. And what you're going to do is you're going to do 2 scenarios. Okay, you're just going to write out a hey girl message and hey girl message to whatever. So, like I said, hey girl, thanks so much for accepting my friend request. I love reaching out to new moms, and I noticed you're a mom too. How old is your son? Something like that. I don't know. Make it toward you, whatever. So a hey girl message, and then I want you also, if somebody asked you what a challenge group or what an accountability group is, I want you to explain that. Okay, so you have 2 things. You're going to, 1, kind of script out a hey girl message, and 2, you're also going to script out what is a challenge group if somebody asks you that. Because I want you guys to save these things into your notes section of your phone or save them wherever so you have them, so you can tweak them every single time you have a different conversation. All right? All right, on to day 10, guys. Thanks for joining me. Adios.